Good evening, people. It is Making It Up As We Go, 2nd of December. Woohoo! Episode 23. Let's bring everybody in here because I don't know what's going on. We got Mr. Sean. Sir, how you doing?
Good evening. Doing wonderful.
Good.
Thank you.
Awesome. We got Mr. Paul Corliss.
Howdy.
Yay. And we got Paul Hammerquist. How you doing, sir?
Doing well.
Good deal. Hey, did anybody know that there's only 23 days left to submit your entry to the 2023 Getting Christmas Challenge? If you didn't, you do now. Look at that, Paul. That's awesome. Oh, nice. Very good. Very good. Yes, I have here. Speaking of wow, man, my hair is massive. This is like beyond werewolf or wolfman.
Oh, that's werewolf all the way.
Yeah, this is nuts. But anyway, just caught a glimpse of my ugly mug. Oof. I'd like to put out a special thank you to 3 people. 1, Mr. Paul Corliss, Mr. Greg Wright, and Mr. Rob Schuster. Those are the first 3 entries into the Gatton Christmas Challenge. So thank you guys for getting in there early, and much appreciated. They're awesome projects. I finally was able to, like a half hour ago, to sit down and watch all the videos. So there's some good ones so far. Definitely some good ones. So let's get into it. Let's get started here with what everybody's up to this week. Mr. Hammerquist, what about you, sir? What have you been up to this week? I see we did see some sort of a snowman project there.
Yeah, painting.
Ooh.
Got to still finish it up, work on the wiring, and do all that. So
Cool.
fun.
Yeah.
And then working on a dice box.
Ooh.
Oh,
Very good. Very good.
now is
Dice-
it a dice storage box?
To store dice, and then also so you can roll so they don't go flying all over the table and the dog eat them.
That's a good thing.
Nope, that didn't happen.
Then you have to wait. Then you have to wait a day to find out what your role is.
Yep.
Oh.
I don't know if that's really on the 12 or not.
A little sideways. Ooh.
Snake eyes.
Number 2. Good times. What about you, Sean? What have you been up to?
Oh, of course, I started my challenge just a little bit ago. I have to get that, under pressure feeling, and then I go for it. I love that for some reason. And then today it was car shopping. Picked up a new to us vehicle, nice Jeep. And then I'm working on something for my boy. He's got one of those little Razor go-karts, little drift carts. They go sliding around, but they use those regular lead acid batteries. So I'm going to cheat. We're going to pull those batteries out, and then I 3D printed this little guy.
Ah,
Cool.
So you can see a little, I added some ways to tie it down, and we'll drill a hole for this to slide in, and it'll sit right on top of the box. And then we'll be able to use these guys.
nice.
You're going to be just like Izzy Swan, aren't you?
Oh, God, I love some of the stuff he does. His dinosaur, with the drill and stuff. Oh, it's really cool stuff. But this is why I think everyone should have a 3D printer. Because just the cool things you can do. And, these lock in just like factory. I mean, it's
Cool.
Can't beat it.
Nice.
So, yeah, been a little busy, having some fun.
So is that your design for that adapter piece, or did you download that from somewhere?
It's actually a little bit of a mix. This top is mine, And the feet, I took it's like a holder where you just slip your battery in and it holds something. And I meshed it all together and created this. So
Wow,
yeah,
cool.
with the help of another design. But
Sweet.
then, believe it or not, instead of Fusion, I actually did this in Tinkercad.
Did you?
Yeah.
I have I bought several months ago. I bought one of my not really bought one of my customers. Um,
Mhm.
he's a big techie guy. Loves all the toys, just like everybody
Mhm.
else does, right? So yeah, right. Pretend super chat. There you go. Yeah, we'd take that. Thanks, Jr. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yay.
The we had or anyway, so he had segways, some, but they weren't
Okay.
real segways. They were a Chinese brand called Frigo. Anyway, there's a whole big to do about that. But someday I'll do a video on my shit with wheels channel about it when I actually get to work on these things. But anyway, the thing is, it's 24 volt, and one of my thoughts was I wanted like the batteries are bad in them. So I was thinking like, oh, maybe I should use my Ryobi batteries, but they're only 18 volt.
Right.
So, but
To pair them up,
yeah, but then you're way
you bring
over
them down.
4 volt. So yeah, I'm like putting it through some kind of a reducer or something like that. It would be kind of cool. So I don't know. It'd be a fun toy.
We're gonna go all out because, as you can see, I do have a pair, and his is 24, and we figure
Yeah.
we're just gonna go for it.
Nice. Yeah, it's gonna move.
Well, hopefully, it doesn't smoke it, but if it does, it does.
Yeah.
That's the fun part about it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
What about
But
you,
yeah.
Mr. Paul? What have you been up to?
Well, I got my, like you said, I got my entry into the Gatton Christmas Challenge.
Nice.
And now I'm getting started on another project for my granddaughter for her son's room. She wants a big name thing for over his bed. So I'm going to make that. And I've decided to make that out of rigid foam. So if it falls, it won't hurt him.
Nice.
That's best to be safe.
When you bonk somebody with the foam, it still makes a satisfying noise.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So it just doesn't hurt. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got to get some more people out there active under Dave's challenge so we can give away all those gifts because you don't want more gifts than you got entries.
Yeah, that'd be bad, especially for our wonderful sponsors. So while I'm talking about our sponsors, everybody out there in the chat, if you're working on a Gatton CNC Christmas challenge, let us know in the chat so we can we have a good look at who's going to be putting something in there.
An idea. A good idea.
Yeah. So we have Hamilton Dilbeck is in CNC Elator. He's going to be giving us some file packs to give away. Bob CNC giving us a Quantum CNC to give away. Our buddy Cody over there, Cadence Manufacturing Design, giving us Jenny Bits. Stacy over at G3 CNC is giving us a touch probe, XYZ touch probe to give away. Hugh Forge is giving us a personal license to give away. Wham Bam is giving us some of the cloud fire suppression systems for 3D printers and lasers to give away. Sainsmart's giving us a 3018 CNC. Onefinity is giving us one of their woodworkers. Or is it? Am I saying the right one? I always say the wrong one.
Yep, it's a woodworker.
Yeah, Woodworker. Overture Filament is giving us a bunch of filament packs to give away. PLA. And Rockler's giving us some hold down clamps and all that too. So some awesome sponsors. All their links are there down in the description. If you haven't gone and purchased something from these good people, please do so. And if you participate in the Gatton Christmas Challenge, you might win something from one of those folks too. So get on it. Get on it, people. So for me, as you can tell, too busy to get a haircut. I've only shaved my neck once in the past month. I mean, it's been pretty hectic with the Christmas lighting season. Um, the one thing that I wanted to bring up today, I'll see if so. I got this phone call the other day, or a message the other day, and the guy says, "Yes, I have 48 10-foot tall pine tree things. I forget what they were called. That he needs wrapped with lights, and he has the lights to
Wow.
do so. And so it's not normally something that we would do. We usually, the way my company is done, that we don't usually put up owner supplied stuff. But something about this 48 trees intrigued me to look into it and find out more. So it turns out this guy does a huge Christmas display at his house. And so it does it to the music and all that stuff. Like you turn
Oh, wow.
on. He said to put the he's like, Google Skittle Run Christmas lights and you'll find it. And he goes, that's what I'm dealing with. And so I did. And I was like, holy cow. Yeah, I really need to go talk to this guy. So we were there today working on some of his trees. And of course it got dark. As I said, like I haven't barely been home for an hour since since coming from this guy's house. But this is his house at the moment. That's
Wow.
that's his
That's
front
beautiful.
yard before. Yeah, and so when I looked it up on his Facebook stuff, I saw this, and I was like,
Oh,
"Ooh,
Oh,
what CNC are you running?" So this is it's a Queen Bee, and anybody that knows about the Queen Bee knows that this is usually a British, I think, CNC. So I'm looking forward to seeing more about this guy's overall setup. I ran out of time tonight to be able to even get home in time for the show and all that, but thought it was really interesting. But he bought it on AliExpress several years ago. Oddly enough, I was like, "That's interesting. I'd like to hear more about this, but we don't have time tonight." So, but yeah, if you look at the front of his house, like he's all the stars, these things on his front windows and all that. He's done all that stuff on his CNC, and it's that signboard. Trying to remember what the name of that stuff is.
MDO.
No, it's not MDO. Anyway, it's like a kind of like a color plast or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah. So, he's got a crazy setup with all the stuff that he's built for this. So most of this stuff, I mean, there's store-bought components, but most of it is stuff that he's made. If you see his columns there in the front, they're black. They're not really black. Those are covers. Those are LED panels that he's made to go over his columns on his.
Wow.
oh, wow.
Yeah, so like there's animations that go through that. That upper window has in the middle. I guess it has projection stuff that goes on there. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
that's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, and you can't even see the rest of his yard right now. I just took a picture of the house itself. I mean, he's got the big Christmas trees that do things, all kinds of stuff going on. But he's running out of time, and he needs help getting some of it done, and some of that was wrapping 48 trees. And so we only got
Are all
through-
are all the trees like RGB, or are they just a standard
No.
light or
Well,
programmable?
the ones that we're doing on the back
Mhm.
are not. They're just a white light with like
Okay.
or warm white light and all that. But I guess they do flash and stuff because he's got the controllers all hooked up to everything. Really interesting. I was like, man, when things slow down, it might be really cool to have this guy come on and just talk about like his process of making all this crap. Not crap, but you know what I mean. But because it sounds really interesting. He's got 3D printers that he's making clips for stuff and the CNC and all that. So
He's doing it right.
yeah, he's trying to get this thing to go live. I guess this coming weekend. So that's his deadline that his wife gave him. It goes live on Friday night. You're not doing anything else after that. so he's really scrambling trying to get everything done. And I felt really bad for him because we're out there. I don't know, we were out there for almost 3 hours doing half of the trees, and we didn't test them. Didn't test any of the lights because he said that they were already tested. And obviously, when you see this guy's the house here, he's messing with this stuff a lot. So I took it for what it was, what he was saying, that everything was working, and half the strings that we had put onto these trees that when all right, thanks, Rob. I know it that's on the project list. But I'm sure this guy probably could because he's figured out this crazy house thing. So, but yeah, so he's only got like 5 more days left to be able to work on it to get it going live. It's been in the newspaper around here and stuff like that. If you look up Skittle Run, like Skittles, like the candy, just take off the last S. Skittle Run Christmas lights, and some of his videos will pop up there, and it's pretty wild. I mean, he makes the hoops that go. It's nutty the amount of stuff that's going on. So it's a lot of dedication to build that. So it's really neat to go like help the guy out a little bit trying to get his stuff working. So, so that was my afternoon and evening. We were doing some other stuff, other houses and all that in the morning, but pretty wild. But I think it'd be cool if I'll ask him when I talk to him again this week if he'd have any interest in coming on and hanging out with us one Saturday evening after things have calmed down a little bit for him. So good times. Well, like I said, I haven't been home very long, so my prep of tonight's show is a bit wonky. But let's see here. Let's check out the comments here and see what
I got some starred for you there, Ryan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's see what we got. We'll catch up here. John's working on his project. He's got 15 components to the project. Sweet. Get it a video and figure out how to post it to YouTube. Never did that before. Hey, there's a first time for anything, John, and you can hit up any of us out here, and we'll help you get it get you through. If you can sign on to StreamYard like you have before, you can post a video on YouTube. It's not that bad. It's really not bad. Let's see here. Oh, here. What's Earl saying here? Been working on my 2023 Gatton Christmas Challenge. Not going good. Several issues, but we'll get it worked out. That's okay, Earl. As you can see,
still got time.
Paul was having problems with his too, and he did pull through. So, and if you've seen some of my old projects, half of them don't work out. Still post it anyway. That's the fun. So, it looks like Mr. Troy Pritchard's working on one. Good deal. Hey, there you go.
All right, here you go. There's a little sneak peek.
Oh, you got the tree. Ooh, nice tree back there.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. Let's see here. Yeah, that's all. That's all we. Oh, they're good. Sean put the Facebook page for that house
That is
there in
cool.
the comments. So, yeah, check it out. It's pretty neat. It's definitely an interesting passion project the guy has. Whew, pretty wild. I probably stepped in a lot of dog poop tonight.
Were there any dice?
Was that?
Were there any dice?
I don't think so. But let's see here. All right. Well, let's here, we'll take that out of there for now. So Paul Hammerquist sent me this a thing the other day about this town called Muscatine, Iowa. And they
My neck of the wood.
This is I took probably 20 minutes. This is the only prep that I was able to do for the show this week. But it's going to require much more of a deep dive, I think. So, the news channel out in Muscatine tears down its first 3D printed home, and they planning on trying it again. So, when I went to the Channel 8 YouTube page, and they actually have like 5 or 6 different videos pertaining to this project. So from my understanding here, Muscatine, Iowa, has decided that they wanted 10 3D printed homes, and they're supposed to be affordable homes and geared towards housing educators, I guess was one thing that they were saying, or what have you. And they were trying to try something new. So they contacted this company, and of course I left my notes upstairs. But they contacted this company and about building 3D printed houses. And they were supposed to have 10 built between May of this year and November of this year. Mr. Corliss, how many houses did they actually build?
1.
They got the walls up for 1.
Yeah.
And that's the one that they tore down. So from what
they're in
they
the
were
hole,
saying,
negative.
Yeah. From what they were saying, I don't know, there's scandal happening because the town seems to be ticked off because I guess they were testing the concrete, and the concrete was supposed to be at least 5,000 psi, and they weren't reaching those levels. And so they've decided, because you can't reach these levels, we're tearing the walls down until you can reach the proper levels of PSI, blah, blah, blah. But when I went to the company that's building the houses, it gets more interesting because they have Aliquist. That might be the right name, Aliquist 3D. They're building where they're using a concrete, and they have like the sole licensing rights to this concrete or something like that. And it's supposed to be averaging 7,000 PSI. But the town is saying that they're not even getting 5 after multiple tests. And I was like, ooh, scandalous. And to make it even more odd, when you go to the builder's website, they're only showing one house that they've successfully built. Yet they say their pipeline has over 250 houses in it. And they're getting calls, at least 50 of them a week. But they only have pictures of one, and the 10 that they're supposed to do here in Muscatine, they bulldozed one of them down already, and the second one is like half done, and it was pretty pretty funny. But some of the videos were pretty neat that I was watching on them because they were showing it. I don't think they meant to, but they were showing different versions of the printer itself, the house printer. And so the last version that they were showing one that was like a regular gantry design, huge thing because it's got to be bigger than the house and going up. But then they were also showing this one. So this is like a
neat.
Multi-axis type thing that they're doing. And I got this little snippet from the video that's on their website, but it rides up and down this track, and the head of the printer pumps out the concrete mix. But as you can see, it looks like inconsistent layers.
Now, was this the one that it isn't just pure concrete, right? They were using a hemp additive or something?
That's what I was. They mentioned that one place, but not anywhere else. So
I know that was what I was really confused about.
Yeah, I think that's what the whole the I guess the concrete that they're using.
Is
or
that
whatever.
hemp like in CBD?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you could smell the air and get high,
Well, no, that's not.
or
That's
smell your wall and get high.
There's no THC. In that
Oh, that's
part.
right. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
So no
But
burning down the house.
Yeah.
No.
Don't smoke your house. But here's
Literally.
another view of it. So that's that piece on top there is the part that the nozzle sits on and all that. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, what a piece of equipment. It didn't seem like when they're showing up some of the videos of it though, like as there or some of the shots of it printing the house, man, that nozzle's all over the place. It's shaking and stuff like that. It's like, ooh, I mean, is that as good as what it should be? But I guess like this company has a robotics division and all that. So they were showing in the videos, it's kind of the evolution of their product design, I guess, to build the houses.
Well, they were also working with the local community college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't forget they have 250 houses in their pipeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're affordable.
And
You want to venture to how much do they cost?
yeah. Yeah, Sean, how much does an affordable house cost? That's 1,500 square feet.
Yeah,
200,000.
Yeah,
that would be very affordable compared to what this is.
Again, it depends on where you're at too. They're wanting more.
They're wanting 300.
They're estimating over $300,000
Wow.
for this one level house.
Yeah.
So where's the advantage to 3D printing a house?
Manpower is what they were saying, because it takes two guys to sit out there and run the machine instead of a horde of people banging and knocking on stuff. It's just the nozzle going around.
Yeah, and you control that.
Okay, I've paid attention a little bit to these. Go ahead, Paul.
Oh no, I was just going to say, the 3D printer, it goes where you tell it. You tell a person, "Hey, go put this over there."
Yeah,
it could go over there. That's how construction goes sometimes.
If you look at my 3D printing, where I think it should have gone there, it went over there. So,
Yeah. Well,
but at
it
least
goes
you
where
can
tell it
fix
to
that.
go. No, but looking at these 3D printers for these houses, I've been slowly paying attention to them. It's a cool technology because it's right up all of our alley in one aspect. And I've been, you see the robotic arm ones, but they're doing in close prints, smaller prints, columns or miscellaneous, or they'll put it in the middle of a room and do, a round house. But on
Yeah.
all the square ones, you always see the gantry style. They'll build the frame up and then the gantry will move. I could see that where I think they overthought it with that robot with the arm itself. Because
Yeah.
you're looking at, what is it, 5-axis?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it can only reach out so far. So
Yeah.
they would have to move it around quite a bit to do everything.
It's like you could do a third of the house at a time, maybe.
I guess. I don't know. I mean,
No, don't get me wrong. It's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, really cool. But like, how practical is that
Yeah.
compared to? I mean, I also understand, building a gantry around everything is a big pain in the butt, and who knows what happened, how long that takes to construct compared to just building the house normally, and all that stuff. But this thing is like a trailer. Like if you look down at the bottom of it, there's
you can
those
see
wheels down there. So that
Yeah.
whole thing is just a trailer that rides around, and you can, I guess, place it wherever you want. But I don't know. The whole thing with this project in this town of Muscatine sounds like it was, people are not happy. I don't think the city people are happy at all. Like they were all excited about doing it, and then when it starts happening, they're just like, "What the heck is going on?"
Oops.
Like,
What did we get into?
yeah. I mean, they were supposed to have 10 houses done. There was the walls of 1.5, and they're like, "All right, well, we'll start again in the spring." And they're saying that this Aliquist people are going to absorb the cost of what they've done so far, and not pass that on to increase the value of that or the cost of the house.
That's cool.
That just means that they're charging way too much.
3K? Yeah.
Yeah, for months and months of testing of this concrete. Like, why aren't you doing that in a controlled environment or something that these people can see what you're doing and they can test it and say, okay, yeah, this works, go. Why would you sit there and spend all that money to print the walls of a house for it to fail for the PSI? Like it all sounds so shady to me. Like,
I'm going to compare this to something totally off, but look at Elon. He shoots a rocket up and watches it explode, but every time he does that, he learns a lot of good.
oh yeah,
There's a lot of good information. Hopefully, these guys do the same.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've already done it at least once.
Well, I thought 200 times.
Well, they have it's in their pipeline.
Rob was saying out in the chat that Habitat for Humanity has built several 3D printed homes where he lives.
Yeah,
that's cool.
There's a lot of them already done from other companies.
Yeah. So this was supposed to be the first one, I guess, in Iowa, but
it's on the border of Illinois too, so we'll call it.
Call it Illinois, huh?
Yeah, kind of. Island. I don't know.
Well, what some of the residents and locals were complaining about was the cost of it, but also the prefab homes where they're built in a factory basically and they're shipped out. And you get a little bit more square footage, and so you're still under a controlled environment there.
Yeah.
So
that's actually what we're in right now. My house is a modular house like that. It was built in 3 days in a factory about 90 miles away from here. So pretty awesome.
And the other cool thing about when this technology actually takes off, what it's going to be greatest for when we actually go to the moon or Mars.
Yeah, that's
so
the biggest
build
goal.
Structures.
Yeah,
there. So, but we got to get the robots to get them smarter first.
They're working on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they're talking about using the aggregate right off of Mars and literally turning it into
How
that
about
is
we,
cool.
how about we work on this planet a little bit?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's shit in the ocean that we've never seen before. Like, do we really need to go to Mars and screw up that place before we can finish even understanding what's half of here?
Yes, we do. I'm sorry. I'm a big Ray Bradbury fan. Read Martian Chronicles. Like I've always been more. Let's go to Mars. Let's go to Mars. Not a Jules Verne 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea guy.
Did you read The Martian?
No, I didn't read The Martian. I watched it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did. I like the. You should read the book. The book is good.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good book. All right. Well, yeah. So that's the Alquist. Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty pretty wild stuff on that thing, man. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I think we definitely should keep an eye on it and follow along.
Yeah. Or looking at what some of the other companies have done, they've come a long ways. I think these guys just need to catch up.
Yeah, it sounds like I don't know. Sounds like somebody's doing something kind of shady with those folks. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm wrong. But so there's been. I got an email yesterday. I think it was about we've been following a bunch of these Kickstarters and all that. The co-print one just finished off within the last day or so. And congratulations to those guys, because they had a goal of 10,000 pounds, and they finished with 334,165 pounds.
Wow!
Yeah. I don't even know what that translates to in American money, freedom units, but that's a lot for
What is
freedom
it?
stuff.
1.5 times?
Something like that. I mean, let's just call it $400,000-$500,000. Hey, good job. So it'll be nice to see that stuff come out. A pretty cool setup, and hopefully they'll continue with that. Oof, things are binging. The other one that we've been keeping an eye on is the Elegoo Orange Storm Giga. It is continuing. There's still 30 days left of their Kickstarter. However, something has happened that I've never seen on Kickstarter before. All of their rewards are done. They added some more. So they started out with people that were going to get a March delivery date, and those filled up. And then it went to April, and those filled up. And then there was some that went to May, and those filled up.
Oh, wow.
July, August, all of them are filled up. So the Elegoo, stop binging. Sorry, we're binging. Elegoo, Sean, don't send me messages now.
Yeah, I got it.
Elegoo, the Orange Storm Giga, has 2,203 backers. It's kind of an odd number, but I guess it's probably some of it is people just saying, here's $5 or something like that. But anyway, a total pledged goal of that was $100,000. They're at $3.815 million for that giant 3D printer. So
they're going to be dropping the price, right?
I think they've shown what the price should be. I think it's just so massive. It's so cool. I kind of wish I would have been able to jump on one of those just to have it, but oh well. Not today. That's not what I bought on Black Friday. Speaking of that, there was a box that did arrive but it's not a box that I can get into this room yet and to do an unboxing or anything. So there's probably not going to be an unboxing of the one that already arrived. But there is a printer that is coming that we'll do an unboxing of. Hopefully it'll be here in a week, and we can do that and do like a first print and stuff like that. So fun stuff. But yeah, there's some pretty wild stuff going on out there. I don't know. Crazy stuff happening. All right, let's see here. Let me check and see if there's anything else that we. Oh yeah. Oh, Rob's read it. My phone keeps binging, and I haven't been able to shut it off. His other book, Project Hail Mary, is great too. Ooh, I'll have to check that one out. I haven't read that one. Here you go. Look at this. Harry's ordered his Pi 5. Nice. They're in stock at Micro Center. Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, wow. I didn't think they were coming out till next year.
Evidently.
That's when they said mine would be ready.
Guess you're waiting.
I'm waiting.
Well, for how long the other ones were out of stock everywhere and all that. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you go through proper resellers.
Yeah.
Not that Micro Center isn't, but online.
Yeah, it's wild.
Did you guys hear about that 3D printer in water?
Yeah, I saw a screenshot on it, but I didn't get to actually watch it yet. So it's actually printing underwater.
Yes.
Is it water or mineral?
So the first test they did was in mineral water. They had a aquarium tank and they put it in there. But then they took it to the local pool and ran it in the pool.
Wow. So
they do a lot of 3D submersibles and all that kind of stuff. So they were like, their goal was with overhang and everything.
Okay.
And printing with the water would cool the plastic very fast. So you could do much better overhangs. They still ran into some issues, of course. But it was pretty neat concept. And they went through a lot of work to modify that so it could print underwater. But
I would imagine that the hot end is working.
Yeah, that's
really
what I was
hard.
thinking.
Yeah, they tried a couple different things to really, waterproof it as much as they could. But even at the end, when they take off the stepper motors, they're all corroded inside, rusted out. So, they got a bunch of tests to work. It was really cool that, they did it. They got it to work. So
that's pretty neat.
But yeah,
Brian.
CPS drones. It's pretty cool. They got files and everything, so you can actually buy their submersible plans and then buy all the parts for it and put it together and make your own underwater sub.
Huh. I wonder if it'll go down to the Titanic.
Cool.
I was just thinking that.
Oh, too soon.
Yeah, it looks like they insulated around the hot end.
Yeah, they had some issues with the filament as well, and trying to keep that dry. There's so much in that video. You just have to watch, and just because even at the end, they're like, and here's 10 other things we would change. On the next.
Wow. Yeah, we'll have to watch that, and maybe we can talk about it some more next week. That'd be pretty cool. All right, that's homework assignment for everybody out in the chat. Watch the 3D submersible printer, and then we talk about it next week. We'll find Paul sent me the link to it, and I'll put it in the description. So check back in an hour. Go watch it, or just put into the search engine. I'm sure underwater 3D printer, and I'm sure it'll pop right up. So there it is. It's in the chat now. So give it a look see after the show's over, and you've replayed this one 15 times. Yeah, I appreciate it. I would also appreciate everybody out there in the chat if you could just throw a little like out there for me. I appreciate that too. We're continuing trying to grow this thing, and I know the past couple of weeks have been a bit wonky with the amount of lack of preparation on my part. But we'll get back to normal here pretty shortly. So it is the Gatton Christmas Challenge season, so you gotta give a little bit for that. There you go.
We're missing something down here.
Oh, yeah, there it is, right
There you go.
Yeah.
23 days left, people. Get out there, check it out, make something.
Lots of good prizes.
Oh yeah, even if you don't want a prize, some people don't even want a prize. Just participate anyway. It's all good. Definitely all good. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll. Yeah. Well, Ray called me out on that one. Very, very true. Very true. So, all right. Well, let's start winding her down here. Let's see. Paul's Messy Workshop. Yep, on YouTube.
Still messy.
Do that. Still messy. We didn't really see any mess with the video though.
You got to remember that you see what the camera's pointed at.
It's very true. You only need
and
to
you
see
may
it.
have to move stuff out of the way to even get that shot.
It's awesome.
Horizontal surfaces are my enemy.
Yeah, they're my friend. I can put more shit on them.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. There you go, Sean. What about you, Sean? You got anything else?
Even. Yeah, I need to clean off my laser now. Thanks, guys. Make me feel bad.
Look how dirty it is.
Do you have to clean it off?
It's
Just get the lid open?
Well, luckily everything's right on the edges, so I can just squeak it out. No. It's not that bad. It is dusty though.
Yeah.
Been doing a lot of sanding, taking care of that, and it settles even with that going, is some of the dust settles.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good stuff. All right. Mr. Hammerquist, what about you, buddy? What you got? Anything else you want to plug besides dehammermaker.com, where everybody should go get their shirts and all that?
I was going
to get them.
Yeah, we got the Christmas shirts, but I was going to tell everyone, hey, get working on your project, because 23 days, next thing you know, it's 3 days. It's just like a child. One day they're 3, the next thing they're driving.
We're not there yet. Bite your tongue.
I am a bit. My daughter was already talking about it just yesterday. She's like, it's only 3 years. I was like, what? And she's like, and I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, I had the exact opposite thing happen. I could not get my girls to drive. They had no desire whatsoever.
She started making friends. At first, she didn't want to. She was like, oh no. And now it's like, well, I could go to my friend's house. I'm like, she could go to her friend. Oh no. Now it's like,
I could go to the store for you.
Sure, the store.
Go in the library.
I remember what that meant when I was that age.
Yeah.
Oh lordy.
Boone's
Yeah,
Farm,
my daughter's wanting a motorcycle.
Oh,
that's a little on the scary side.
Hey, Paul, I just thought of something that you need to add to your I Make Stuff shirt. You need to put like a baby there next to it. It's like you make sawdust. and make babies. That'd be awesome. Totally inappropriate, but that's okay. I was trying to think of a way that, like you make one for the ladies. I make stuff and I build a baby.
Well, you got the 3D printers and put a little one on the side of it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they have the biomedical, or the biological 3D printers where they're printing cells and stuff. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some cool stuff being done out there.
yeah.
Cool stuff. Oh, Clyde says that his project keeps growing. Very good. Well, Clyde, I'm going to tell you, it can grow for another 20 days, and then you got to finish editing and post it. Okay, so I'll give you that cutoff.
His project's coming along good though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But getting some sneak previews on it, so it's looking really good. So, all right, people. Well, we'll get out of here for the evening. I appreciate everybody joining us out there in the chat, and make sure you're working on your 2023 Gatton Christmas Challenge project, and hopefully next weekend maybe we'll do an unboxing. That'll be pretty fun. We'll see. It depends on if it gets here or not. I don't know. I'm not in charge of shipping. I'm just in charge of receiving. So, cool deal. Well, everybody, have a great evening. And like I said, thanks for joining us. And we will see you next week. Peace out, sauerkraut.